In this video, I will give a brief introduction to noun clauses. A noun clause is a group of words, جملة, that together function as a noun in a sentence. والجملة دي تلعب دور الاسم. مثلا دور الفاعل أو دور المفعول به. Note, a noun clause by itself cannot be a complete sentence. A noun clause مش جملة كاملة. It is always connected to a main clause, which also has a subject and a verb. So if you have a sentence with a noun clause, you have a subject and verb in the noun clause, and a subject and verb in the main clause. More on this later. There are three parts to a noun clause. As we've said, there's the subject and the verb in each noun clause. There are also a set of key words that noun clauses begin with. These keywords are here in this box. So the keywords for noun clauses are that, what, where, when, why, who, whose, which, and how, like in the adjective clauses that you've already studied. Noun clauses can also begin with whoever, whatever, or wherever. They can begin with the words the fact that, and noun clauses can begin with if, or whether or not. Here are some examples of noun clauses. Let's look at number 1. I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. The noun clause begins here with the word that, one of our key words. That is underlined. What do I believe? I believe that Jesus, the subject, أو الفاعل, rose from the dead. قام من بين الأموات. That Jesus rose, keyword, subject, verb of the noun clause. Here, at the beginning, I believe, this is the main clause. The main clause has the subject I and the verb believe. I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. Let's look at number 2. I don't understand what Dr. Smith was talking about in her lecture yesterday. Here, the noun clause begins here with what, another one of our keywords, underlined. What Dr. Smith, the subject, was talking about. Was talking here is the verb of the noun clause. Again, keyword, subject, verb. I don't understand, at the beginning, this is the main clause. I is the subject of the main clause. Don't understand is the verb of the main clause. I don't understand what Dr. Smith was talking about in her lecture yesterday. Number 3, the fact that Karl Barth did not have a PhD is very interesting to me. Here, the noun clause, key word is here. This phrase, the fact that. The fact that Karl Barth, the subject, did not have, the verb, a PhD, is very interesting to me. And number 4, she didn't know whether the exam was on Thursday or Friday. Here, whether, a key word for noun clauses, the exam, the subject, was the verb. She didn't know whether the exam was on Thursday or Friday. So you can see, whenever we have a noun clause, we must have a key word or phrase, a subject, and a verb. In academic and theological writing, a noun clause is often used as the subject of a sentence, the fa'il. This is one of the most important functions of nouns, and the same for noun clauses. Here are 2 examples where the noun clause is the subject of the sentence. Let's look at the first one. Whoever believes in Christ will not taste death. Here again, at the beginning we have the key word, which is also the subject, whoever. Who believes? Whoever believes in Christ will not taste death. Why is this the subject? Why is it functioning as the subject of the sentence? If we think about the full sentence, we can ask, who will not taste death? The answer is that something in this space will not taste death. Who will not taste death? Whoever believes. The subject and the verb, whoever believes will not taste death. So whoever believes, as a sentence, or as a noun clause, whoever believes is playing the role of the subject to this verb, will not taste death. Whoever believes will not taste death. Let's look at a second example of a noun clause as a subject. The fact that Karl Barth did not have a PhD is surprising. Something is surprising. What is surprising? Something is surprising. The thing that is surprising is the fact that Karl Barth did not have a PhD. All of this in the noun clause, the fact that Karl Barth did not have a PhD, is the thing that is surprising. So that's noun clauses as subjects of sentences. What about noun clauses as objects? مفعول به. It's also very common for a noun clause to be used as the object. For example, I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. What do I believe? I believe something. The something in here is the مفعول به. I believe something. I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. So this whole noun clause, that Jesus rose from the dead, is the object of this verb believe. I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. In the second example, she didn't know whether the exam was on Thursday or Friday. What didn't she know? She didn't know something. This something here is the مفعول به for the verb know. Here goes the object. She didn't know whether the exam was on Thursday or Friday. So, the noun clause, whether the exam was on Thursday or Friday, this whole noun clause is the object of the verb know in the main clause. It's a brief explanation. Now it's your turn. For more explanation and for more examples and practice exercises, you can go to pages 63 to 65 in the course textbook. Good luck.